welcome to Roland's Reviews. I am back. I told you, if some people forgot, because I had been going live on Thursdays as well, and so we had to, a coworker and myself, we had to take some students to a competition, and so that's why I was not on earlier in the week, but I am back as I promised I would be. So do me one small favor, folks, if you will, hit that like button, and hopefully, if we have enough people to do that, YouTube will share this stream out with even more people. And hey, I always say the more the merrier. How about that, right? And I missed you all. And I was at the hotel and I was just like, I cannot wait to get back. And I wanted to jump on and talk about some other things as well. But we know duty calls. And so we all have to do what we have to do. And that's understandable. All right. So again, I will do the roll call momentarily. So hit that little thumb. Also, if you have Facebook and other forms of social media, do me a favor and, hey, share the stream out. Why not? Okay. Let's see how many people we can bring in. The more, the merrier, always. Okay, let's see. Some of you were here early, so I think a lot of people have a lot to say about this because people were there like, I can't wait. People were here earlier than usual. And I just wanted to share this with you because this is just unbelievable. And I think I've done one, possibly two. I know I've done one video on this subject matter. And this is just, I don't know. I think one of you typed in the comment section that you did not know that now he's been indicted. Karmelo Anthony's been indicted for first-degree murder. So before I do the roll call, let me, I always have to say, because, people like to come in your chat section and, oh, you're this and you're that. And so let me say that this entire situation is a tragedy, for sure. It is. Now, again, when I look at something, when I discuss topics, issues, now, most of you know my background as an educator for 27 years, a high school educator. 4 of those, I think, were middle school. But looking at something through the lens, and that's what I know. So looking through the lens of an educator, we always tell students, do not try to handle something yourself. Every time students try to handle something themselves, it falls apart. It's a disaster. There's a fight. Usually nothing good comes from it. I'm just being totally honest with you. Okay. I try to be as transparent as I can. So looking through my lens, right? And even when students come back, students that have, gotten in trouble, they've been in fights, they come back. I'm like, what happened? Well, and I'm just giving you a scenario because I've heard many over the years, even some last year. And well, she said this about me. So I went to ask her why she said, who gives a care? Why are you going over there? And so again, one person goes to another and then it doesn't end well. It never does. So my advice to all students, if you have an issue with someone, go to, I always tell them, because, we have to be real, folks. Some students feel more comfortable talking to, say another teacher or one of their coaches. That's just, some students may be attached to me, some maybe not. When students come to me, and tell me, this is going on or whatever, I send them to an administrator so that they can get things hashed out so that the situation is not escalated. And I better go ahead and do the roll call. I'm getting ahead of myself. Lord Jammer, how are you? Lord Jammer says the people who gave the little killer money the first time will do so again because he fits their narrative. Lord Jammer, the narrative that we're always talking about, right? Exactly. Rob Cat, how are you doing, love? Florida, of course, is here. How are you? Meow. Okay, Rob Cat. So I hadn't heard about this until this video announcement. I just watched several news stories to get caught up. The burden of proof is going to be high for the prosecution. Yes, it is, Rob Cat. From the attorneys that I have viewed, they're saying this is a very weak self-defense case, because just because someone touches you does not mean that you can kill them. And I know a lot of people are, comparing this to the Kyle Rittenhouse case. You're comparing apples and oranges. Totally different situation. But we know the race hustlers. We know what they're saying. CJ, hi everyone, just sitting here waiting. Oh yeah, we're glad you're here. Isaiah, ready for the show. I love you too, Isaiah. Thank you for being here, dear. CJ, yeah, we're glad you're back from Wichita. Yes. Lord Jammer, yes. The family has a lot of nerve asking for more money. What happened to the blood money they already got? Yeah, they already raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. Lord Jammer says, hashtag justice for Austin Metcalf. And I think what's so sad, and I'm going to expose this guy here, why the family aligned themselves with this crook. I'm going to show you. And he has a rap sheet as long as Shaq's feet. And this charlatan is, calling himself a minister. And we wonder why we can't get people to go to church. Charlatans like this. So yeah, Tijuana, these people are no better than the BLM founders. Boom. We know the race hustlers, right? They have to peddle the narrative. Oh my goodness, white supremacy and racism, and a black man can't get have a fair trial in America. It's so racist. I'm sick of it, folks. Lord Jammer, the people that support this little killer are just as sick and twisted as he is. So it won't surprise me if he gets 2 million. Yeah. And Lord Jammer, just like we were talking about, people start the GoFundMes and I forgot the one that Shiloh started. There's another similar site to GoFundMe, and, people send money, right? And I don't know about you. I have to pay my bills. How you doing, Mayor? CJ, I know he's been indicted on first-degree murder charges. I'm not sure, but I think that might mean the unalive penalties on the table. CJ, but he was 17 when it happened, so they're going to play the age card there. So yeah. James, how you doing, love? All right. Lord Jammer, he should get the unalive penalty, but I don't know if he will get it, as he has a lot of sympathizers. Yeah, Lord, and they're going to say, well, he was 17. Yeah. You know how that goes. So CJ, yes, Texas has the death penalty. They have a conveyor belt fruit. Yeah, Texas. I've always told my students, I said, look, please don't commit crimes. But if you do, Texas is the wrong place. Georgia is the wrong place. And I called out a few others, but Texas, that's not the place you need to unalive people, especially Texas. Okay. So CJ, I grew up in Texas. I remember as a kid in the 80s when they caught Henry Lee Lucas in Wise County. Yes, the serial killer, CJ Parks. I watched a documentary. I watched several documentaries. And of course, Henry Lee Lucas, who was a sicko, he's in all of them. You grew up in Wichita Falls. He took the life of a nurse there. Yes, CJ, he said over 100, but who knows? Teresa, how you doing, love? Welcome. Oh yeah, Lord Jammer, I'm so glad to be back home. I am really glad. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, please, folks, get the likes up. Thank you so much. The Bill ABC TV, hello. Dorian is here. How are you? Vicky is here. Joey, hi, love. How you doing? Cammy, how you doing, dear? You made it back. So Sharpton Mayor Sharpton, yeah. Now he's always white supremacy, it's racist. You know where Sharpton's going with this. You know how he feels already. U.S. Army retired. Thank you for your service, sir. People in Hades beg for ice water. Tough. Boom. That's the first truth bomb. That's a fact. Lord Jammer, too many Reverend pork chops. Lord Jammer, it's so sad. These charlatans prevent so many people who may be on the fence about, going to church and turning their life over to God, but they see these charlatans and they're just like, nope. Ashley, how you doing, love? That's okay. We're just doing the roll call now. You told me you were going to be here. Yeah, Ashley, folks, she responded. I answered one of her responses from a video over a year ago from the one I did with Black activists in Chicago were asking Trump to come to Chicago. And then we started conversing today, and she said she would be here, and here she is. Ashley, share this stream out, love, on your Facebook or Truth social pages. Thank you so much. Has anyone actually seen a top-notch attorney for this Anthony character? I don't think he has one. CJ, look, how you doing, Tina? I am so perturbed that they have aligned themselves with this guy. They have no credibility. Let me go through this. I can't with this. Right, Tijuana, they're going to say, well, he was 17. So, yeah, Teresa, doing good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, Teresa, we're glad you're here, dear. Teresa, share this stream out on your various forms of social media. So, folks, don't go anywhere. I want to share this. I have video clips to share with you as well. So, this is Minister Dominique Alexander. So, I'm going to read this. I'm going to show you, because I went back, I'm going to go back and show you his mugshots and some of the crimes that he has committed. Thank you so much, Teresa. I really appreciate you. If you want to give money to someone, give to the victims, not the perps. U.S. Army. That's what I'm saying, right? And I think it's so sad. This guy, Austin Metcalf's father, was coming to a press conference to pray with a minister, Minister Dominique, who said, this guy says Austin's father was coming to pray with him and the family. They had him thrown out. Whew. Oh. Yes, Dorian, his father. Yes. Gilbert, how you doing, love? So let's go through his Twitter page. Here we go. And let me read this. And this is, you see, from the 24th. And I guess some of you said you weren't aware of it. Hey, everyone's busy and working. I understand. Sometimes we miss things. CJ, I noticed how quickly they came down with the indictment once that whole video was released by ISD. Yes. So, Dorian, yes, his dad did make a deal with the devil. Teresa, thank you so much for sharing on Truth Social and in Messenger. Thank you, love. Thank you. Look at this, folks. And this is unacceptable, but I will read this and then I will give you my review. Today, we were informed by the Collin County District Attorney that Karmelo Anthony has been indicted. As many of you know, this is the first step in a criminal proceeding, and now the legal process will move forward toward trial. Over the past several months, I've worked closely with Karmelo's family to ensure they have the proper legal representation and the support they need to navigate this incredibly complex and emotionally charged case. Yeah, one question that I have, yes, Teresa, one question that I have, what's the size of his check? How much is he being paid? Let's not get it twisted, folks. Like we found out when after the Curry Queen lost the election, everyone who was supposedly supporting her were cut a very nice check. What's his cut? That's what I want to know. Okay, I'll move on. Let me be honest. It's easy to go on social media and give an opinion. It's easy to post without facts. And sadly, even some people who claim to be supporters have shared misinformation, not always with bad intent, but still harmful. This case involves multiple minors and sensitive details that I cannot and will not speak about publicly. That is why, from the beginning, I have refused to let this be tried in the court of public opinion. There will be a trial. There will be a courtroom. No. And NGAN, that's his nonprofit. I'll show you that down at the bottom. Is committed to making sure Karmelo receives a fair trial, free from lies, outside interference, and bigotry. Now you have to listen, folks. This guy is always talking about racism, white supremacy, and bigotry. I think he wakes up with those words on his lips. Ashley, I found her channel today, so we went to check out her videos. Oh yeah, Ashley, you're right at home, love. You are right at home, and please feel free to share. So look at this. Now again, this guy, this is all he spews to the racists, the bigots, and those filled with hate who've targeted Karmelo, his family, and even myself. You do not intimidate us. We are not backing down. Sir, when Austin Metcalf's father wanted to come to you, and you are a minister, you call yourself a minister, all he wanted to do was pray. He wasn't trying to be racist. He wasn't trying to be a bigot. You had him thrown out. What the heck are you talking about here, sir? This case is yet another example of what it means to be Black in America, where even our self-defense is questioned, scrutinized, and politicized. My involvement, like many others, came as a direct response to the overwhelming hate, threats, and outside influence that has surrounded this case since day one. Sir, you added some of that yourself, okay? So now he's the president and founder of, that's what the NGAN is, the Next Generation Action Network, okay? So that's his nonprofit. Cammie, these racism ambulance chases need to be stopped. Boom. I'm over it, Cammie. I am sick and tired of them making excuses and people not being held accountable. If I miss your comments, folks, charge it to my head, not my heart. Just type it again, because if people are leaving a lot of comments tonight, but I will try to get as many as I can. Dorian, imagine if he pleads insanity. Tina, how much money is he getting off this? Tina, he's not doing this out of the, the pure love from his heart. Again, we found out just how deep this is when the Curry Queen lost the election. So yeah, plus he's trying to get his Next Generation Action Network, right? Get them some video time, right? Some FaceTime, if you will. So we know what this is all about. The Democrats, the lefties have all been exposed. Everything that they do, they have an ulterior motive. They don't do anything. And let me give you an example. Those of us, again, if I support you politically, you don't have to write me a check. I support your ideals. I support your platform. I obviously support your policies. You don't have to cut me a check. So again, when people have to cut a check, to me, that's a little suspect. I'm just saying. And no. So what is his take? You cannot tell me this guy is doing this out of the goodness of his heart. I don't believe it. I will not believe it. So tell me what your thoughts are, folks. Tell me what you think. I want to know your opinion. You already know how I feel. All right, let me go forward. As we move forward, I ask that you pray for the Anthony family, stand with us in the fight against white supremacy. What the heck does white supremacy have to do with this? Maybe I was asleep. Maybe I missed it. Maybe one of you can tell me. All right? Because I missed it. Someone help me out here. Why are they trying to make Karmelo out like he is today's Emmett Till? Boom. Cammie, you know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this. Here they go with the tired old trope about white supremacy. They won't stop. Teresa, it's insane. They're creating the hate and they kicked the father out of the innocent young man. Yes, to think they wanted the twin arrested too. Teresa, this is what they do, dear. This is how they act. Sergeant King, thank you for your service, sir. Barnes Homestead, never let a crisis go to waste. Boom. You got it. The race card, the race card, the race card. We are burnt out with the race card. Fridge Reaver, how you doing, love? Thank you so much. Yes, everyone, please click that, hit that little like button. And so that's why we have to continue to expose these people. We have fatigue. We have white supremacy fatigue. We have racism fatigue. We are over it. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm sick of it. This is so backwards. Yes, Teresa, you get it, right? This is unacceptable. So let me go back. Before I show you the videos that I have, let me go back and show you. Now, this is his official Twitter page, and I'm following. Anytime I need to hear the word racism or white supremacy, I just come on his page. It's there everywhere. Let me go back, because there are some people who sent some posts. I mean, they were lambasting this guy. Sergeant King feels like Trayvon 2.0 in reverse. Yeah. And again, Sergeant King, if you did not check out the video, even the Trayvon Martin case was a hoax. They told so many lies. They made George Zimmerman out to be the biggest racist ever born. It was not true. They did not tell you he was in a program for Black teens that didn't have fathers, and he did things with them. So there's all kinds of stuff that even with George Floyd, they have a narrative that they don't go outside of that narrative. They make you out to be the worst racist ever born, just like they're doing with Trump now. My girls, how you doing, love? Yeah, they compared him to Michael Brown. And again, Michael Brown, we hate that he died. He was in the store, robbing the store, not with a weapon. But when you go in and you take merchandise that you did not pay for, that's stealing. I'm just saying, sometimes you make a choice and you can't come back from it because you're unalived. Not saying you deserve to be unalived, but sometimes the consequences, were they really worth what you did? We are steady, we are focused, we are committed. Yeah, focused and committed to steal their money. Oh my God, my girls is here. Woo! So let me go show you this, folks. I need to show you some things here. So, and this is his story. So again, you know, I'm going to read this and I'm going to go down and show you some mug shots and some of the things that he's done. And some of the responses that people have added. So right here, this is his story, right? For the last 11 years, I've served as the president of the Next Generation Action Network, traveling across this nation, standing on the front lines for justice, equality, and dignity. Now, how many of you have ever heard of this guy or this organization before this Karmelo Anthony incident? Our way to Black liberals, stealing equals reparation. Cammy, yeah, steal. You go out here and steal, and that's your reparation. That's typical liberal logic. Boom. I can't with these people, and I can't. Cammy, would you please behave, because you're making me laugh, and I won't be able to get my point. Crow, I like that. I really like that. Woo, I like that. I'll have to use that one. Don't copyright that. I want to use that one, Cammy. I really like that one. All right. So this is his story. All right. Standing on the front lines for justice, equality, and dignity, I fought for everyone, no matter their race, background, sexuality, or faith. I've stood against hate. I've stood against bigotry. I stood when it wasn't easy, and I kept standing because I know who I am. Okay. I was born and raised in Oak Cliff, one of the most oppressed parts of Dallas, Texas, in a city that once held the largest KKK population in the nation. I rose out of poverty, pain, and a system built to break us, and I built something. Okay, I need to take a break from this. How you doing, Cali State? Who is this guy? What the heck? You know, this guy, the way he talks, it sounds like it's slavery. Is this 2025 or 1855s? I got mixed up. Look, the way this guy is talking. So, someone help me out here. Wow. And to those who feel the need to send me screenshots of what people say about me, please stop. I don't need the updates. I know there are those who'd rather talk about me than ever dare to walk with me, but I've never needed to anyone to narrate my life story. I can tell it myself. You don't need to fabricate it. You don't need to spin it. I'm not ashamed of my past. I was formerly incarcerated, yes, but more importantly, I am formally broken and forever rebuilt. And look at this guy. He's saying he's a national leader. What the heck? How many of you heard of this guy prior to the Karmelo Anthony case? I'm a national leader. I've stood for families in crisis. I've grown a movement from the ground up, and I've done it with all the fire and faith that comes from being the father of a 13-year-old mother and a 15-year-old father. That's not shame. That's testimony, and I wear it with honor. To the trolls, the racists, the bigots, he can't let that go. Keep watching, keep talking. My work, my impact, and my walk speak louder than any post ever could. I am tried, true, and tested. I know who I am. And when the history books are written, they will speak not of slander, but of legacy. So you see this guy, when you listen to people talk, he doesn't care. Now, he says he's fighting against, of course, racism and bigotry. Seems to me like he's trying to build a legacy more than anything else. Tell me what you get from this. Thank you, Dorian. Yes, this clown is a messy Jesse Jackson wannabe. Boom. Yeah, so Cammie, go on. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Medgar Evers, Frederick Douglass. Yeah, what he's, yeah. To me, it's like he is a legend in his own mind, and it's like that he wants to become an icon. That's what I'm getting. Now, I'm not saying, hey, I'm not the smartest, brightest star in the sky, but to me, Sergeant said Martin the Fourth. Oh my, not Minister Louis Farrakhan. My girl, this Zero is trying to be the Black community hero. My girl, to me, it appears to me like he's trying to build a legacy so that he can be remembered like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Rosa Parks. Tijuana Border Jumper, thank you for the super chat, love. Thank you so much. You know I'm sending you some hearts in the comment section. Tijuana, let me see what Tijuana says. This poor man's, the poor man's Johnny Cochran. Tijuana, I'm saying, I want to know how much this guy's being paid. CJ, all I read was blah, 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 and more blah. Yes, it's supposed to be okay for a black boy to kill a white boy in this country. Right, Tina? And if you try to hold a black boy accountable, that's white supremacy. That's racism. Get out of here. Teresa, don't forget John Brown helping Harriet Tubman. That's right, Teresa. You got that right. John Brown, he lost his life trying to help African-American slaves. You sure did. So that's the narrative. And I gotta scroll down. Let me show you. Your past doesn't define your future. And I think this guy, he's just, yeah, he's trying to be. And look, okay, this girl right here, she just, oh my God. She gets him. You're a convicted criminal who continues to make excuses for your violent behavior. Your behavior has persisted and your attitude hasn't changed. I'm over the target with your fraudulent organization, and I will never stop reporting the truth and sharing evidence about you. So this Sarah Fields, oh my God, she exposes him. Okay, where is it? Right here. I will not stop my investigative work exposing your grift and race baiting behavior. We've said that, folks. You don't want peace. You just hate white people. You monetize off stirring up the racist masses in Texas. We know he's being paid. Teresa, John Brown was your sixth cousin. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. We got some history here, folks. Okay, Teresa. Thank you for sharing that, love. Where is it? Right here. You're not a national leader by any means. You are not a leader. So, folks, I'm not the only person that sees this. He's calling himself a national leader. That no one has heard of except maybe some people in Texas. Now everyone knows who he is. So what's he doing? And I've said this since the family aligned themselves with this guy. This guy is trying to blow up. Notoriety is what he's seeking. He wants his organization to receive notoriety under the guise, oh, I'm helping Karmelo Anthony. Get out of here. Lord Jammer, I'm surprised Ben Chump ain't front and center representing the family. Boom. Maybe the money wasn't long enough. He gets his checks too. You know how that works. Mayor said, I haven't heard from Ben Chump. No money in it for him. If there's no money, the deal with that. And in reality, he's a less intelligent Roland Martin. Oh my God. So yeah. Sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity is the most dangerous thing on the planet. Okay. Yeah. Right. Teresa, but I'm still trying to get figured out if John Brown and Harriet Tubman are related, because she was my fifth cousin. He was my sixth. Wow, Teresa, we got somebody here with some history. All right. And look at this, folks. Let me keep reading this. He probably wrote books about the American education system, failed Black children. Okay, Dorian. Oh, and since you haven't addressed the allegations made with evidence against you, we have requested all financial statements for your organization. You can help by providing statements from the last 5 years since you've held elaborate fundraisers, but have made no filings since 2020. She's exposing this guy. Sergeant King, anyone that Tiffany Cratchit is backing, no way I'm backing that person. Tina says, I'm sick of the racists in this country. Yes, get rid of them. Darla, how you doing, love? Oh my God. So yeah, Dorian, this guy is trying to blow himself up. And this girl has made it her job. She's exposing everything. Look at this. You're a crook, and BLM is a domestic terrorist organization. Haven't forgotten the violence your ghetto trash thugs dropped on Uptown and Deep Alum after George Fentanyl Floyd overdosed. Oh my God. People are angry with him. Yeah, because he's in with BLM. You're in a red state. You've been discredited and nobody likes you. You people oppress yourselves through your behavior. Okay. Let me see. Including this picture is peak narcissist retardation paired with zero self-awareness. You're a clown. All right. So, all right. And here's one, liberal tears. In 2011, he was convicted of causing a serious bodily injury to a child, a first-degree felony after admitting to shaking his ex-girlfriend's 2-year-old son, who was found unresponsive with injuries consistent with abusive head trauma. Child abuser also. So Twitter is brutal. They will put all your info on here. Nijan is not a BLM organization. All right, this is him. Okay. There he is with his Black Lives Matter shirt. Dorian, of course. Teresa, I've actually been to Harriet Tubman's home in upstate New York a few years back, my dad and I, so good deal. Bro, you shook and beat a baby within an inch of its life, and now you're defending a murderer because you're a racist, low IQ piece of human trash. Okay. So, yeah, you know, Twitter's rough. Woo! And I got to show you this. Oh, look at now. Don't you love this picture? Look, this is a doll, supposed to be a doll of him with his Black Lives Matter shirt, his accessories, his grifter starter pack, and his black victim card. Get out of all responsibility, 100% free. Oh my God. Well, how you doing, Katrika? Everyone hit that little thumb. That's the like button. I posted his arrest records on Facebook and told everyone, yeah, you posted his arrest record. Yes. Yes, Lord Jammer, look at it. Twitter is brutal. Oh my God, it's him, his grifter pack, and his victim, black victim card. No responsibility for anything. You don't do anything wrong. So yeah, I wanted to show that to you. That explains everything. You're a professional scammer, just like the Relay Race girl and Jesse Smollett, and now Karmelo. Catch a case, start a GoFundMe page. Typical ghetto culture. And this is what we've said in the chat tonight. Can you have a single conversation, excuse me, without mentioning race? Or do you use race-baiting rhetoric as a crutch to excuse abhorrent behaviors? Wow. So yeah, that's him. And then, okay, could you help stop black on black crime in your own community instead of worrying about national inequality? Boom. Anytime someone says something about that, crickets. They don't say anything. So anyway, yeah, the grift is strong with this one. It is. So yeah, I wanted to show you the people who are exposing him on here. Oh my goodness. So, okay, let me go ahead and show you some of the videos I have. All right. So look at, okay, let me show you this. And like I said, Twitter is brutal. It will expose you. Tina, yes, he is. The starter kit, Sergeant King. Sergeant King, did you see the starter kit? You like the starter kit? He's never getting his reparations from the government. He doesn't know there is no reward for murder. Right, Teresa? That Anthony family better fire this fool because he's going to do nothing but hurt his defense. CJ, how did they get hooked up with this scammer? What the heck? All right, criminal overview. Dominic Alexander, a Dallas-based activist and founder of the Next Generation Action Network, has a documented criminal history, which we mentioned. I think we mentioned the injury to a child. 2021 theft conviction, pleaded guilty to a felony theft charge stemming from a 2016 business dispute in Denton County. He was sentenced to 2 days in jail with credit for time served. 2019 family violence. All right, can I get this? All right. Alexander was indicted on a felony charge of continuous violence against the family after an alleged assault involving his longtime partner. The charge was later dismissed in 2021. Other offenses. Okay, this is the one that I've read to you already. Okay, so yeah. So this is who they have. And see, again, everyone's exposing this guy. Race baiting, profiteer, working for far left. Yeah. So this guy, he's not a good guy. So why the family did not do their research before connecting with this guy is beyond me. I guess unless they were just distraught with everything going on, and they didn't do any. There's no way they did research on this guy. No way. So hit the like button and let me show you. Let me get the video clip ready for you. Marsha. Brady Bunch, Teresa. I know where you got that from. Woo. I guess I'm telling my age since I'm talking about the Brady Bunch. So I'm getting the clips ready for you now, folks. I am getting it ready. Don't go anywhere. I hope that this is exposed. And I talked about this in the first video that I did on this case. So I'm doing this to remind people. The Black Lives Matter people, the all of the blackity black bulle, the black puppets, all of these people, the race hustlers, the grifters, they are comparing this case to other cases, and they're comparing apples and oranges. Okay, that's what they're doing. So stop it. Okay, hit the like button, folks. Okay. And here, you know, we just call out the facts. We call out the facts. Some people like them, some people don't. Oh, well. But again, folks, everything I share with you, because I have people sometimes come in the comment. Lord Jammer, thank you for your defense, too. Thank you, guys. Lord Jammer, I saw the last video. Some person, what I call a keyboard warrior, they want to come on and, you know, they say things online they would never say in your face. And someone said something horrible. And Lord Jammer, thank you, sir. Lord Jammer came in and cleaned it up. He told that person where they could go or something. So I didn't have to do anything. I loved it. So, and again, people don't realize, again, I'm a Generation Xer. You're not going to hurt my nerves, get on my nerves, make me upset, make me angry. You're not going to, no, I don't care. You are a non-factor. If you want to come on and say something negative, that's your God-given American right. Katrina, it's on the left. Just hit the little thumb, okay? I may have to go in and change it so you can see the count. CJ, I guess the major mistake Anthony did was that he didn't have a bloody give. If it doesn't fit, then you must quit. Oh, a bloody glove. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to watch. Let me get this. Oh. All right, here we go. Yeah, let's watch. I have a couple of clips here for you to watch. Yeah, just hit the little thumb, Katrina. I'll have to go in and fix that. Oh, yeah, CJ, you're fine. Thank you so much, Lord Jammer. I never have to say anything. I always have someone. My protectors always come in and they have me covered, and I love it. Lord Jammer, you're like Allstate. I'm in good hands. And I appreciate that, too. All right, let's watch this, folks. Because, again, from the lawyers that the channels I've watched. How you doing, Jackie? They're all saying that this is a weak self-defense case. Oh, yeah, Lord Jammer. Yeah, no problem, dear. No problem. And so, and again, this race hustler, the minister, great minister, when they ask him, every time he's asked, I don't know if you've noticed, I'll tell you this, and you can go back and look at every interview he's given. So you know I'm not lying. Every single time they ask him to explain how this was self-defense, he never does. Never can. He starts off talking about something else, totally not answering the question. So let's listen to this.
Do you believe Karmelo Anthony is innocent even after he admitted this to police?
I believe Karmelo has the right to be able to create the same legal defense that anybody is afforded under the state of Texas laws and Constitution. I believe if Karmelo wants to display his self-defense claim, he should be entitled in the court of law without interference. That's what I believe.
Does Karmelo Anthony's family believe he is innocent?
I believe Carmelo Anthony's family wants the process for him to correction. I believe that the Anthony family wants to respect this process and get him prepared for his self-defense claim. I believe the Anthony family feels that, yes, Carmelo Anthony is innocent of this, and they are going to support Carmelo Anthony in this entire process in getting prepared.
Would you agree that the Metcalf family is the victim here?
Any loss of life is a
Did you hear what he said? Any lost, L-O-S-T, any lost of life. It's supposed to be any loss, L-O-S-S. So this guy, now, you know, being a teacher, when someone uses the wrong words, it's just like automatic. So this guy is using the wrong words. Any lost of life. My girl, this fool sat around and did some Google searches to make himself sound sort of slightly somewhat intelligent. My girl, you've taken the place of Alley Cat that used to be on here, because you keep it going. I love it. Chris, bring the teacher out rolling. Chris, I can't help it, dear. It's just, it's hey, I can do it in my sleep. But yeah, any lost of life. Guy, please go take a quick crash English course. Please, sir. All right, here we go.
Tragedy. Any child that loses his life is a tragedy, no matter the circumstance. That's my answer.
Oh, yeah. He's always, you know. Oh, I don't know what to say about this guy. All right, I'm going to get rid of the commercial. Hit the like button, folks. That's the little thumb. Tell me what your thoughts are.
On April 17th, the family of Carmelo Anthony spoke for the first time. But before the press conference began, Austin Metcalf's dad, Jeff, says he was escorted out by police. Mr. Metcalf has said that he came there to pray with the family, but you had him removed. Why?
We wanted to give our children.
I don't know anything about Mr. Metcalf coming to pray about the family. He never expressed that to any of the
You didn't give him a chance, sir. You had him thrown out.
staff.
He said the father being at this press conference is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. That was disrespectful. Just shows you all the character. He was not invited. You say it was a disrespect to the dignity of his son. Do you want to clarify that?
You know, at that time, I'm not above reproach or whatever.
All right. So this guy, again, folks, this whole situation is a tragedy. We know that. But to, go through a tragedy and then to align yourself with this type of person, that is beyond me. How you doing, Lanita? I don't know if the family was weak. I don't know what happened. But they aligned themselves with this person. And, oof. Yeah. Sergeant King, 8 billion people on Earth, and compared him to Dr. King and Dorian. Oh, yeah. He acts like he's, I don't know what, I guess he's trying to be the second coming of Dr. King. Lord Jammer, it's a tragedy when a kid loses his life, except when the life is taken by a Pookie and Ray Ray. Boom. Yeah. Dorian, Uncle Ruckus would have destroyed this race hustler in a matter of seconds. Dorian, you know it. He said reapproach. Chris, I'm saying, when I listen to him talk, it's hard for me. Lord Jammer, when Pookie unalives Ray Ray, nobody cared. Lord Jammer, I remember in the 90s when I was watching Fox News and Bill O'Reilly, right? And every time he had a black race hustler on his show, he always asked, well, what about, because, you know, they were always on there talking about how horrible it is in this country and white supremacy and racism and white people doing this to black people. So every single time, I remember this from the 90s, every single time Bill O'Reilly would ask them, well, what about the black on black crime in your communities? Well, you know, they took it right back to it was white people's fault. No accountability, you know, just nothing. Okay. So Dorian, he looks exactly like, okay, Dorian, if Pookie is unalive, if a white kid, he gets defended. Yeah, of course. This guy is suspect to me, not FBA. Lanita, you weren't here. You may have to go back when we're done and go through the replay. We went over his rap sheet, his criminal record. He's just trying to he's using this case, in my opinion, to get his come up. He wants notoriety. He's trying to become, because he's calling himself a national leader. Lanita, have you ever heard of this guy prior to this case? I know I haven't. And his organization, he's trying to get notoriety. He wants to become some type of civil rights icon. They're always talking planted evidence on black people like an excuse. Dorian, they make all kinds of excuses, dear. They do. And so that's where we are. I'm going to stop the screen. Hit the like button, folks. Those of you who are here now, sorry that I'm just coming on. We had to take a co-worker and myself, we had to take some students to a competition. And so that's why I'm just now coming on. And that's the only time, you know, you don't see me whenever I have something going on, obviously with school, even though school is out, I'm not teaching per se, but I still have obligations and things I have to do, teachers conferences I have to attend. So I have another clip. Let me get it. So anytime, you know, you don't see me on during the summertime, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, several times a week, you know, I have some stuff going on. All right. Okay. Lord Jammer, if this guy looked like my son, he would look like Trayvon. Lord Jammer, we know who that came from. He got a lot of this crap started, all this racial divisiveness started, and the race hustlers are trying to put all of it on Trump. Barack Obama got this crap started with, remember, with Trayvon Martin, and then Black Lives Matter and George Floyd, all that crap. Tijuana Border Jumper, thank you for your super chat, love. And I'm going to send you some hearts. Tijuana says he will get his come up all right when he loses the case. Yeah. Hey, Tijuana, he may lose the case, but guess what? You know he's still going to get his check. So I want to know what his cut is. Let's be clear. He's not doing this for free. I remember a black woman got on CNN and said that black on black crime is a myth. Cammie, anytime you ask the race hustlers about black on black crime, they change the subject. It doesn't exist. Anything but give the correct answer. Again, they don't want to hold people accountable. This Anthony is being tried in the state of Texas for murder. His chances are slim to none. CJ, you know. I remember when a BLM supporter was destroyed by Tucker Carlson. Yes, Dorian, we need to watch that again for a laugh. We were doing good until Obama became president. Lord Jammer, yeah, he really stoked the racial divisiveness. And I had a student to ask me, you know, how was it when you know I was in high school, and other Generation X's on here were like, no, we didn't have this crap. I went skating every Friday night in high school, sometimes Saturday nights. And the girls I went to high school with, they were twins. They were white. And we had a good time skating. We didn't have these problems. We did not. Tijuana border jumper. If black on black crime is a myth, why are there gang wars? Tijuana, you know, they're not going to admit to anything like that. The father gave Anthony too. I don't think he does anymore because they denied. He's trying to create unity and pray for the Anthony. Teresa, this guy is trouble. They need to distance themselves from this guy. They don't need a race hustler. And that's all he is. He's trying to gain notoriety for himself and for his organization. Mayor, Obama was a major divider. He also sent billions to terrorist Iran. He should have been impeached immediately. Yeah, look at what we're dealing with now with Iran, thanks to Obama. Oh, Roland in chat. Did any of you see the CNN town meeting video where the black woman blamed her obesity on white supremacy? Cammy, I heard about that. I still got to check it out. Oh, I think I didn't watch the full clip, but yeah. Let me show you this clip before I laugh myself to pieces here.
18-year-old accused of stabbing and killing another student at a track meet was indicted today for first-degree murder. Karmelo Anthony is accused of killing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in the stadium stands during the April meet. Anthony was 17 at the time and has been charged as an adult. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has more tonight. Amelia.
Steve, the indictment is the natural next step in any criminal case, and it paves the way for the case to move closer to a potential trial. The Collin County DA's office and Karmelo Anthony's defense attorney released video statements about the indictment. Both shared that they will be ready to present their case in court when the time comes.
Take this. All right, let me get rid of the commercial. Look at what Obama did to Libya. Yeah, he killed Gaddafi. Yeah.
New 15.
He sure did. All right, here we go.
Jury indicted 18-year-old Karmelo Anthony for first-degree murder. He's accused of stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Frisco ISD track meet earlier this year. Anthony was 17 at the time of the stabbing, and he's being tried as an adult. The Collin County District Attorney's Office released a rare video statement about the indictment.
When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core. But let's remember that the justice system works best when it moves with steadiness and principle. That's what we're committed to, and that's what this case deserves.
Anthony's defense attorney also put out a video statement reiterating Anthony's claims that he acted in self-defense.
We expect that when the full story is heard, the prosecution will not be able to rule out the reasonable doubt that Karmelo Anthony may have acted in self-defense.
The case has gained national attention and set off a social media firestorm. Much of what's swirling online is misinformation. The full story likely won't come out until a potential trial.
There's certainly a lot more to learn. The indictment really focuses on what we would call the elements of a crime.
Russell Wilson is a former Dallas County prosecutor who's not involved in this case. He says the misinformation could be one reason why both sides chose to record statements on such a procedural matter.
I just think it's a reflection of the serious nature of the case and the heightened public interest.
Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff Metcalf, sent us a statement about the indictment. It says, quote, "I am pleased that we are moving forward. With the first-degree murder indictment, it now goes into the court system. I fully believe that justice will be served for Austin Metcalf. I look forward to the forthcoming trial, but it will never bring back my son. It will be up to the court to set a date for the trial. In the meantime, the defense and prosecution will prepare their cases. The defense will see what information the state has gathered and will do their own investigation."
Certainly, there will be a lot more things happening in between now and then, but certainly when the jury trial does.
So that's pretty much all of that. Lanita, he's a professional crap stirrer to the right, then to the left for money. Boom. Lanita, you were not here when this guy, if you make sure you go back to see, I read his statement from his Twitter page. And my personal opinion is this guy wants to be an icon, some type of iconic civil rights leader. And I don't know why he calls himself a national leader. You're not any leader of mine, sir. So I don't know if you were here, Lanita. I went over his rap sheet. Just despicable. Well, there's a video that proves it was not self-defense. Yeah, Teresa, they have a video, so okay. Cam, you said Russell Wilson looks like Timu Frederick Douglass. Okay. Yeah, I thought it sort of reminded me of Cornel West. Makes me wonder if Anthony did this as a gang initiation. CJ Parks, who knows? Because, you know, why to just escalate? So if someone touches you and you just immediately just boom, just stab someone in the heart, what is going on with you? You know? So these people, the pro-blackity blacks, of course. Oh, Karmelo's innocent. Trying to keep up with your comments, folks. They're saying it's self-defense, of course. You heard what? I must have missed it. These false prophets need to stop anointing themselves. Lord Jammer, they're anointing themselves as leaders, and you don't represent me. So they need to get over themselves. And all they're saying, oh, the system is so racist, and you know, a black man can't get a fair trial. Yeah, go see OJ. Right? So you commit certain crimes and you don't have OJ money, you are not going to beat the rap. But then they wound up getting him for the other charges. But still, we know how that worked. Money, 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 right? So we don't want to hear about the system being racist. Let's have the trial, lay out all the evidence. Okay. And now the title of the video we're talking about, and I'm going to pull that up on Twitter too, because that young lady that was telling all of the business on this guy, she also put up the info about Karmelo's family asking for mayor. I don't know. I don't think so. This case is so polarizing. I doubt if they televise this trial, because it's just, you know, I don't think so. I would love for it to be. I've been watching court TV since their inception date. I love watching trials, but I think it's just, you know, it's a powder keg. So I don't know, but you know, I don't think it's a good sign. You know, he's been indicted. So now his family's panicking. Mayor, you feel the same way? I don't think they will. So his family's already received hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, Dorian, court TV shows happen because of OJ. Yeah, court TV blew up because of the OJ trial. And I was in college at the time. I was watching every minute of it. Oh my God. I sure was. I watched The Chase with Al Cowling. I watched everything. I loved it. And I still watch court shows to this day. I still watch those that love that court TV live. You can watch, if you're like me and you don't have cable, you can watch the live trials here on YouTube. That's what I do. So again, they've already received hundreds of thousands of dollars. Folks, to me, this is a sham. More people. This guy's a grifter. This guy is a schmuck. And if they want any credibility at all, we just saw Karmelo's attorney. They need to get rid of that. His attorney needs to say, get rid of that guy. God. They can't air this trial because it finally guilty may cause a whole. Yeah, Cammy, this case is a powder keg. There's no way they're showing this trial live. No way. So in my opinion, my review, this guy's trying to make as much money as he can. He still has not stated, he's been asked 1,000 times, how is this a self-defense case? He still has not given a clear, concise answer. He starts rambling on about something else. He never answers the question. Okay. And most attorneys are saying, no, very weak. This guy cannot articulate the way he needs to, and he has not articulated a self-defense case. He has not. Mayor, I watched the Menendez brothers trial too. I sure did. Yeah, CJ. Yeah. I know that's not happening. No, it's not. I remember when OJ got acquitted, I was sick to my stomach while I saw black people scream and cheer like they won the Super Bowl. Lord Jammer, I'll never forget it. I was in college and I had just gotten out of class, but I was still in the building, and there are TVs all over the place. And I was watching. And when they said not guilty, I was sick to my stomach as well. I was like, oh my God. But what I say, no one, that's you, that's me, no one gets away with anything. Before you leave here, you will see it. There is a God in heaven, and none of us gets away with anything. So it may appear, us looking on the outside, looking in like he got away with nothing. You live a miserable existence, even though we don't know anything about it. You pay. You do pay. I firmly believe that. No name, no intelligence, no real job, secondhand MLK. Hey, my girls, the Dollar General MLK. Katrinka, he's going to make money on the head of this idiot kid. Had they come together with the Metcalf dad, maybe he would have asked for leniency. Katrinka, say that again for the race hustlers and the people in the back. When Austin Metcalf's dad went and all he wanted to do was pray with the family, that could have been your opening. Everyone come together. This was a tragedy. Let's pray. No, you throw the guy out because you're a racist. That's what you are. And you're a race hustler. Katrinka, we're going to see how this plays out. I'm going to pin Katrinka's comment. We need to remember that when this case comes to a conclusion. Oh, yeah, Katrinka, we need to remember that. Had they come together, the judge, the jury would have seen, okay, yeah, this was wrong, but they're in unison. Maybe Austin's father would have asked for leniency. Who knows? You'll never know because you let the race hustler throw him out. I remember the gloves. Yeah, OJ was trying to get the gloves on. I remember sitting in class and they announced OJ not guilty over the loudspeaker. I was shocked. Yeah, everyone was celebrating. I was sitting there like, that's not right. Some people live vicariously through other people, and I don't know why they were excited. I'm like, oh my God, this guy has been horrible, with the abuse and all the things he had done. But okay. Yeah, Chris Darden was devastated. He looked like he was about to die. Marsha Clark looked like death warmed over. That trial sucked the life out of both of them. Yeah, and it was. Of course, they were crying racism in that trial because of Mark Furman. Hey, you doing D's Ride Service? Okay, hit the like button, D. Thank you. What happens to leather when it gets soaked and wet? Does it not shrink? Those OJ gloves were soaked in blood. How did Marsha Clark not say anything? I don't know what was wrong with them. Okay, D. All right. Dorian, they say that. I have another clip to share with you. Hold on. Let me find it. So if you're here and you're not subscribed and you're enjoying the content, hey, why not go ahead and subscribe? And I have a little lawyer clip I'm going to play for you. And he'll tell you what we've been saying. All right, here we go. Let me get this clip ready. Lord Jammer, that jury wasn't going to convict OJ no matter what the evidence. Yeah, and then, living there, they dealt with the, the riots of 92, I think, with the Rodney King. And a lot of Black Americans who live in LA had told about their horrible experiences with the police, and they had planted evidence and all these things. So, they weren't going to convict OJ. And plus, he was OJ, the juice. So he had a lot going for him, even though we all know he was guilty of sin. But you know how that goes. Like I said, he didn't get away. The Almighty gets us all. None of us gets away. None. Trust me. Darla, that was the first time I remember hearing my mom drop the F-bomb. Really, Darla? The OJ verdict. Okay. Yeah, Dorian, I thought about that too. Latasha Harlins was one victim killed by a Korean store owner having, So Black Americans there in LA had some bad experiences. And so, to me, I was shocked that they found him innocent, not guilty. But I guess, again, they were going on their experiences with the police. And, again, of course, left-leaning LA, everything was, white supremacy, racism. So when Mark Furman lied, it just, what are you going to do? Remember Chris Rock stand up? He said, OJ seeing another man driving the car he bought his wife. He said, I'm not saying he should have unalived her, but I understand. Well, hey, that's how it goes, right? Yeah. Cammy, Reginald Denny. That's hard to watch. I watched that as it happened. Yeah. OJ and his wife are all about the rich. Yeah. Lanita. Oh, yeah, drama. All of you are correct. Okay, let me share. Hit the like button, folks. Share this out if you're enjoying this. I'm glad you're here. Let's listen to this. This is attorney Andrew Branca. And then I'm going to go to the Twitter page and show you the young lady that I shared earlier on Twitter, Sarah, who's exposing this charlatan. She's talking about the new GoFundMe that the Karmelo family is asking for. All right, here we go.
The state has a very high prospect, almost to the level of legal certainty, of disproving every one of the required elements of self-defense beyond any reasonable doubt. This simply does not look anything like a self-defense case, a legitimate self-defense case, based on the information we now have. We can start with kind of the core issue, which is proportionality. So deadly defensive force was used here, right? Karmelo Anthony is arguing, I was justified in stabbing Austin Metcalf in the heart with a knife, killing him, of course. Clearly, that's deadly defensive force. So where's the deadly force threat? Remember, the legal question here is, did Karmelo Anthony have a reasonable perception of an unlawful, imminent, deadly force threat from Austin Metcalf? Where's the deadly force threat? Now, deadly force threats can appear in lots of different ways. It could have been a weapon in the hand of Austin Metcalf. There's zero evidence of that. No one's claiming that. But a weapon's not necessarily required. In theory, you can imagine a scenario in which it's not just Austin Metcalf threatening, as claimed, Karmelo Anthony, but it's Austin Metcalf and his also sizable brother and other members of the football team. And so you have a deadly force threat embodied in disparity of numbers. The force being threatened against Karmelo Anthony in this hypothetical is not just the force that can be brought to bear by Austin Metcalf, it's the collective force of Austin Metcalf and everyone who's working collaboratively with him to bring force to bear against Karmelo Anthony. In that circumstance, if Karmelo Anthony were being attacked by a bunch of people, maybe collectively that force is a deadly force threat, a threat readily capable of causing Karmelo Anthony death or serious bodily injury. But there's zero evidence of that here. Even Karmelo Anthony has never claimed that. Not when he spoke to the police, not afterwards. So the evidence on the ground is that Austin Metcalf simply asked Karmelo Anthony to move and perhaps touched him. That's the evidence in this case. No reasonable person can perceive that as being an imminent threat of unlawful, deadly.
All right. So what are your thoughts on that, folks? So I've watched this guy, and there are other attorneys here, you know, all over, because, you know, when something happens, people give their personal opinion, and they're all saying the same thing. So tell me what you think. And I have to get this Twitter page up, because I tell you, this Sarah Fields, boy, she's a tough customer. And this is her page. All right. So I'm going to share some other things that she said. And all right. How you doing, the Arena Uncensored? Please feel free to drop your channel link. We're glad you're here. Yeah, she put it on, let's see, I gotta find it, June 25th. She put their GoFundMe information up. Cammie, every black lawyer on YouTube is saying Karmelo was in the wrong. Yeah, except for only the race hustlers are saying that he's innocent. If he's really threatened, he would have told someone he was taking a night school. Dee's right. Yeah. And I mean, again, from my lens, you know, it's not that serious. I don't, why do you escalate a situation to that point? But again, when you're always being told that, well, you know, you didn't do anything wrong, and you know, white supremacy is the problem, and racism is the problem. How do you expect, when people aren't held accountable, what do you expect? And I got to pull up another page too, Drew, on Twitter, Drew Anthony. So I got to share that with you. So I'm looking for that. And then I may even pull up the actual GoFundMe page. Let me see. So yeah, let me show you. This is Sarah. So Lanita, you weren't here. He went to school with a knife with the intent to do harm, plain and simple. That's from my girls. If Austin had a weapon on Karmelo, that's different. Yeah. If Austin had unalived Karmelo, Lord Jammer, the world would end. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. A white student unalive a black one? Oh, woo. So let me show you Sarah. And again, she is exposing the great minister, right? So we're still talking about him. So if you were not here, this is who the Karmelo Anthony family has aligned themselves with. This crook, this former convicted felon, and this organization that he runs. Hold on, let me see. All right. How funny, the grifter organization that asks for money under nearly every post just put full sentences in my mouth. I absolutely did not say any of this. So anyway, they're going back and forth, I guess, on Twitter pages. Nice try, though. Maybe you'll make $10 off this statement. Okay. So this guy, so again, she is exposing everything. All right, let me see. Is this? All right, I want to show you the actual page. All right. A bizarre campaign started by a deranged woman named Tiffany Billions is launching a campaign on Saturday called #HeyCarmelo. This campaign involves asking people to donate to Carmelo's Go Send Go fundraiser. They have recruited teens and children for these videos. So this is what they're doing. See how they're getting all these people involved? The minister of grift and great deception. Boom. Wow. How you doing, Chris? Hit that little thumb, Chris, the like button. Lord Jammer said we have too many Reverend Pork Chops. That's exactly what he is. Oh, my God. This is the same woman who's been doxing people just for commenting on my Facebook post. She attempted to charge Hunter Metcalf, Austin's twin brother, with a crime through a petition. So, you know, she's one of those race hustlers. She's one of those blackity black, right? White racism, bigotry, white supremacy, all of it. You know where I'm going with this. She has claimed that Jeff Metcalf swatted himself. She has threatened to call CPS on me and has doxed me and my children's names multiple times on social media, to the point that I finally had her Facebook page taken down. So we know how it is online, right, folks? She is now spreading a conspiracy that people were hired at the Collin County Courthouse just to feed information to me. So this woman is nuts. The woman who is accusing her of all this stuff. All of my work is my own, and every document I have received has been obtained legally. She has told people that my children should be taken from me. Recently, her cult, which she calls her disruptors, attempted to dox my husband. Because of her conspiracies and misinformation, the Metcalf family has suffered from threats and abuse in every way online. So all this online intimidation, it's real. Please do not engage with her bizarre campaign. In all honesty, the DA should send her a cease and desist letter. So they have these small children. Let me show you.
So that's kind of like what the videos are going to look like when we do.
All right. Let me get rid of. Let me listen to this crap. So this is the woman that she's referencing. All right, listen. All right. And she has these children involved with this Free Karmelo.
Like on this campaign, I support Karmelo. Bullying is wrong. Self-defense is not a crime. We support you. Things like that. So.
I'm 16. I support Karmelo. Hey, Karmelo!
No. Well, I'm just feeling like this.
Stop bullying. I support you.
Okay, so that's kind of like what the videos are going to look.
So that's the woman that she was talking about. Now let me show you. So yeah, so they were coming after her. So, and this is what I wanted to show you too. So Karmelo has counsel, but then it was said that since most of the money was gone, he was going to need a public defender. So let me see. All right. So she said this was June 26th. So this was on Thursday. Karmelo Anthony submitted an indigent packet to the Collin County Court requesting court-appointed legal representation as an indigent which means, of course, financially destitute defendant. However, just 24 hours ago, the Anthony family updated their Give, Send, Go campaign to reflect a need to raise an additional $1.4 million for a legal team. Karmelo Anthony's mother, Kayla Hayes, who manages the Give, Send, Go, started it on April 17th, 2 months ago, that they had just gained access to the funds. At that time, they had already raised $350,000. The fundraiser has now reached $538,000. According to a source, their current attorney, Mike Howard, and if you've been here, I just shared a video with him. He was talking. How you doing, brother OG? OG, we're trying to figure that out. Hit that like button, love. According to a source, their current known attorney, Mike Howard, is more than likely charging a retainer fee of $10,000 to $30,000 and charges $400 to $500 per hour. Where did the money go? Why do they need $1.4 million? Will they be granted indigence and an appointed attorney with a Give, Send, Go of this magnitude? Is this considered fraud? Oh, wow. All right. So here, this guy is responding to her, saying that she's falsely claiming that he has no legal team. That's a lie. Filing an indigent packet doesn't mean he's unrepresented. It protects eligibility. His fundraiser never ended. It rolled into a higher goal to meet rising legal costs. That's normal. We helped secure his right to graduate. Now they're mad we did. See full statement. So right here, the American Freedmen Legal Fund. All right. So anyway, they're trying to censor her. So this is the guy. We just heard him talking, so I won't play that. We just listened to that. All right. And then she has, all right, here it is. All right, this is what I wanted to share with you too. Hit the like button. CJ Parks, I'm Generation X, and no girl in school, whether it was junior high or high school, would have never danced. Vulgarly like that. How the generations have fallen into the gutter. CJ, just think of what I see on a daily basis at the high school. You would be flabbergasted. Okay, Gilbert, thanks for dropping in, love. You too. Yeah, Generation X is the best. We know that. All right. So to hear people defending her, saying, did you even read what she posted? She never claimed the fundraiser ended, nor did she claim Anthony had no legal team. So they're not reading the full post, and they're just going after her. That's all right, Gilbert. Hit that like button, love. We're glad you're here. And so here's some information. This is the pack. This is what he submitted. And then the Give, Send, Go, they're trying to raise $1.4 million. So yeah. And let me see, was that all I had to share? And some people are saying, that this is why they want to use the money, basic living expenses, because they had to uproot transportation to and from court proceedings, trauma-informed counseling for the entire family, enhanced security measures, critically retaining qualified legal counsel, and a thorough, fair investigative team. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to share. Yeah. So she started exposing everything, and then they went into attack mode on her. So then you have people here supporting her on her page as well. So I wanted to show that to you. Okay. Yep. All right. Look at the little kitties. Reparations fund is all I needed to see. Go ask the motherland you love so much. Oh, God. Oh, freedmen are not Africans, but you are an immigrant or settler. So this guy, he's responding to everything. I don't know how he works because he tries to respond to all this crap. So that's where we are with that, folks. Let me see. Did I have one more Twitter page I wanted to share with you? Let me see. Was that Drew Anthony? All right. Yeah, he just let me see. All right, hit that like button, folks. Look at this. I like this one. No reading comprehend. Yeah, they're not reading the full post. They're reading some of it, and then they're just going into attack mode immediately. No reading comprehension. Hey, and I will attest to the fact that reading comprehension is a real problem. So anyway, I'll stop that. So what do you think, folks? What are your thoughts? And you know how I feel. My girl, why do these same slow-minded Black people donate their hard-earned money, yet swear up and down they are oppressed and can't make it? My girl, some of these same people keep voting for Democrats, and they've done nothing for them in over 60 plus years. So I don't get it. I don't. Remember the days when you and your friends could pile up in the back of the bed of a truck to go somewhere? Yes, CJ. Yes. Lanita, they are a flight risk. Bet they're planning on getting to a foreign country with all that money that will not extradite like Bali. That's a good, okay. Lanita, you never know. Oh my goodness. So who knows? Listen to that charlatan. I mean, I'm just saying. There is no way. Let me put his information in again. But there's no way that I would ever support someone like that. They just put those bills ahead of their kids' defense. They're not going anywhere. Only Karmelo. Yeah, okay, Katrinka. To jail. That boy is supposed to be on house arrest. They better not try to go anywhere. That's what I thought, OG. My girls, because they're just as stupid as the slow-minded white folks do it when the race is reversed in a crime. Okay, let's from Lanita. Okay, where are we here? So, what are your thoughts, folks? What are your thoughts on this subject? Oh, I know what else I had to share with you. Oh, we had a victory today with the Supreme Court. That's what I wanted to share before we leave anyway. Finally, this is NPR, but Supreme Court limits nationwide injunctions in birthright citizenship orders. All right. It was a 6-3 decision, so I like that. Yeah, Katrinka drive-in movies, yes. See, CJ says, I think that might be one of the problems with these new generations. The social platforms have destroyed the minds. CJ, say it again for the people in the back. It has destroyed their minds. Kami, My girl, Dr. Umar Johnson is still getting money from Black people, and it's been 16 years, and he hasn't opened that school he promised. This shows how far gone some Black people are. Comment. I'm not sending any charlatans money, okay? No way. I'm saving for my retirement. Forget that crap. And he's a scammer, too. You know? No mayor. They're all on their games and phones. So, for those that did not know, this happened today. The Supreme Court, in a 6-3 decision along ideological lines on Friday, sided with the Trump administration's request to limit universal injunctions issued by federal courts. Because, you know, every time he tries to do something, they try to cut his legs off. Yeah, Lanita, the violent video games are bad too. Yeah. Then they try to go act that stuff out sometimes. My girl, they will support anyone who keeps them held in victimhood. Boom. Facts. At issue was how the lower courts should handle President Trump's executive order, which declared that the children of parents who enter the U.S. illegally or on a temporary visa are not entitled to automatic citizenship. And that's a big deal, folks, if you don't know it or not. And the reason that's a big deal, for those that don't know, now I'm a avid history buff. So the 13th Amendment, right, which abolished slavery, of course, was ratified December 6, 1865. That formally abolished slavery, okay, and involuntary servitude throughout the U.S., except as punishment for a crime. And so that, and Trump said this in one of his speeches. And of course, the 13th Amendment freed approximately 4 million slaves during that time. People impacting labor systems. But remember, and Trump said, you know, the 14th Amendment granted citizenship, right, to the children of former slaves, basically. And this was ratified July 9th, 1868. All right. So all persons born or naturalized in the United States. And Trump told them this was for the children of slaves. And what people were doing, and they've been doing forever. Coming over here, and they said this big business, people from China, other countries come over here and have kids, and it's an anchor baby. They get to stay because they had their child here, and you can't do that in any other country. So with the 14th Amendment, it established equal protection for all citizens under the law, due process, reversed Dred Scott Amendment, which was overturned, 1857 Dred Scott versus the Sanford Supreme Court. So a little history there. Katrinka, play stupid games with your kids' minds, win stupid prizes. Boom. Katrinka, I said that. I say it a lot. A lot of these children are told so many lies. They should have given the school money to the NOI who already has schools. Right, Dee's right? Because they're not going to do anything. What are they going to do with all that money? Come on. Right, Sergeant King? It was for enslaved. Trump said that. He told people that in a speech. That's why he's trying to change it, because people are abusing it and taking advantage of it. That's right, Katrina. Katrina, since you said that, I need to drop that link. I talked about how a lot of children are lied to by their parents, and they're told. And that video that I did, the last video that I did? I need to drop that link because you understand exactly what I'm saying here. Where is it? I think it was the video with is it Al Sharpton betrays Black voters? Anyway, I said something to the effect that Black people tell that, not all, but some tell their children they can't make it because of white supremacy, because of racism. You're not going to get a fair shake. And so some people don't even try. I think I said it in the, Katrina, I'm going to drop a link. I think I said that in this. And then I shared some videos, and we talked about Black women on TikTok and other forms of social media talking about their, they worked, with white men, and they were nice to them, and they went out of their way to help them. And they were shocked because they were told all these horrible things that were going to happen to them. And yeah, you set people up for failure when you do that. Oh yeah, New York is playing nasty games. I tried to get my birth certificate. They sent me back a certificate of no record. Wow, Katrinka. I hope you get that worked out. Yeah, my girl. We said that America does have some issues, but hey, we're not perfect. But I don't want to live anywhere else. How you doing, Jeffrey? Hit that little thumb, dear, the like button. Oh, I've enjoyed it. So it feels so good to be back. It feels great to be back. I missed you guys when I was out of town. And I'm always trying to get back. I'm like, I got to get back. And I got back yesterday, but I was so worn out. Having to monitor teenagers day and night is a lot. You have to make sure they're not sneaking out of the hotel room. So it's a lot. So I was worn out. I really wanted to come on last night, but I couldn't keep my eyes open. When I got home and took a shower, it was over. Lord Jammer, birthright in America is a privilege, not a right. Exactly. So what do we learn from this, ladies and gentlemen? We learned the race hustlers doing what they do, what they normally do, right? So anyway, at least, this is good. And I feel this is very significant. I'm going to read this. Friday's opinion asked the lower courts to reconsider their broad rulings in light of the Supreme Court's opinion and otherwise, with principles of equity. However, the opinion also said Trump's birthright citizenship order can't take effect for 30 days from Friday's opinion, giving more time for legal challenges. Trump made a rare appearance in the White House briefing room after the decision, calling it a monumental victory for the Constitution, the separation of powers, and the rule of law. He said the ruling would allow his administration to move forward with key elements of his immigration policy without the threat of broad injunctions against them. Boom. Katrinka, no, we want you to stay here with us. Jeffrey, I've been sitting in the back of the class, behaving, watching the chat for about an hour. Okay, Jeffrey, at least you're behaving, so I won't say anything. Lanita, the fear-mongering they do to Black Americans is disgusting. Yeah, Cammie, it's awful. And then again, Jeffrey, or let me see, Chris, we learned a lot of idiots out there. Yeah, there are. Kami, you've been here on the channel for a while. That's what the race hustlers do, right? Tanji, what's a woman? Sergeant, she shouldn't be allowed to write any opinion. She doesn't know what a woman is. That is crazy. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you folks. And I'll be on Saturday. I'll be on Sunday. So I'm back to normal until I go, let me see. And a few weeks, I have to go on a teacher's conference for a week. But hey, we're going to have fun until then. So, so that's all I have for you. And, my girls, CJ Parks, you made my heart skip a beat. I can go back to the vinyl records. Yes! I love vinyl. And you know, Cammie, since you said that about the Democrats, a lot of people are waking up to their lies, to their gaslighting, to their deception. We still have some people that we need to wake up, but a lot of people are waking up. It's just hard, you know, getting out of that routine, getting out of supporting something you've supported 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's hard. No, Lord Jammer, she doesn't. She's DEI. We know that. We know the Democrats put black people in different places so they can say, look, see, we put black people there. Get out of here. You don't know what a woman is. You don't need to be on the Supreme Court. Yes, Lanita, those are the people they promote. You're absolutely right. That's right, Jeffrey. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. It'll be here better than before. Oh my God, you know I love some Fleetwood Mac. And you know, speaking of what Cammie said about the Democrats, as they're some of them, many of them, many people are leaving the Democrats because I watch. You can type in hashtag walk away on YouTube. You'll see a lot of people walking away from the Democratic Party. And we know it hurts because you've been, but people that have been with them so long, especially, we know it hurts. But all I can say is one of my favorite songs. I'm going to sing it. I'm going to see who knows the song and who knows the artist and the year. And this is one of my favorite artists. So let's see who gets it. I would have given you all of my heart, but there's someone who's torn it apart. This is what the Democrats are saying. And she's taken just all that I had. But if you want, I'll try to love again. Baby, I'll try to love again, but I know the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know the first cut is the deepest. When it comes to being lucky, she's cursed. Yes, Rod Stewart, 1976 was a good year. Woo! Now you know, yes, I love Rod Stewart too. Woo! Love some Rod Stewart. Yes. And when he made Do You Think I'm Sexy, I was like, oh yeah, you are. Yeah, I love some Rod Stewart now. But that's all I have for you folks. Yeah, that was, Maggie May. Yes. Wake up, Maggie, I think I've got something to say to you. Don't get me started. It's late September and I really should be back at school. 70s was great. Yes, Lord Jammer. Yes. Oh, find myself a rock and roll band. Thank you, CJ. That needs a helping hand. Yeah. My girls, you listen to, yeah, me too. 80s, 70s, 80s. Oh, man. Lord Jammer, I am a music guru. I listen to everything. Oh. One I wish I had today. Oh, that's hard. Sergeant. Oh my God, that's difficult. There's so many I wish I had. I don't know, maybe Bowie's Ziggy Stardust. I love those that time frame with Bowie. And then he came back, I mean, kicking butt in the 80s. Ah. Yeah. 80s was good. Yeah, 80s was. Yeah. It's crazy now that I'm thinking back to the 90s. Those Clinton years felt so marvelous, fun, and carefree. Lord, the Democrats really fell off. Yeah, they got the racial divisiveness going. And, you know, we got to get away from that. As quiet as it's kept, folks. For people to think they're going to make it to heaven and you're going to see all different races of people, you're going to see one race, only one. So I don't know what these people, these race hustlers, are going to do. You know, what the heck are they going to do? David Bowie had a great song. Oh yes, Station to Station. Yes. My girls, Ricky Nelson, I like. Otis Reddison, sitting on that dock. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tides roll away. Ooh, yes. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Did I go back too far? I'm see who remembers that one before we go. Love on the rocks. It ain't no surprise. Just pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies. Yes, Air Supply. Yesterday's gone and now all I want is a smile. Woo! Yeah, Air Supply. Yeah, I love Air Supply. Remember all those hits they had? All right, who knows the song I was just singing? Love on the Rocks. No, that was Smart Final. That wasn't the Carpenter. I have the Carpenter's Greatest Hits album over here. Where is it? Let me show you. I have two. Let me close this so you can. I have two of the Carpenter's Greatest Hits. CJ, let me show you what I have. Move my phone. This is one of my Carpenter's Greatest Hits, and this is the other. You see it? Yeah. Close to you. Yeah, Neil Diamond, CJ. Yes. I love Neil Diamond. I love Barry Manilow. I love everything. Yes, Chris. Yes. Lord Jammer. Yes. Bowie, I loved all his 70s stuff. But when he came back with a bang in the 80s, I was like, I cried when Bowie died. I was shattered. When he died and Donna Summers died, I lost it. Those are first press, CJ. Yeah, those are first. I got those from a flea market. Yeah. Yeah. Lord Jammer, I love Modern. All of that, everything on that whole album was nice. China Girl, all of it. Yes, Katrinka, drop the link. Let's Dance was 83. Yeah, that was a good year. Yes, CJ, yes. God knows. You're taking me back. I'm ready to go skating again because me and my friends from school were skating at the skating rink to all these songs. So, yeah. Jeffrey, Walmart, Kmart, and Woolworth. Oh, Woolworth. Okay. Yeah, I remember Woolworth. Kmart was my store. Yes, Bowie. Yeah, she was devastated when Bowie died. They have a beautiful daughter as well. Lord Jammer, yeah, this music, I don't even listen to this crap. In my classroom, Lord Jammer, I play the old classics. I play Pink Floyd and the Stones. I play the Isley Brothers, the OJs. I play Bowie. Lots and lots of Casey and the Sunshine Band. Not the 3-minute version, the 10, 15-minute version. Lots of BGs. 10, 12, 15, 20-minute versions of the songs. Yeah. I play all that. Temptations, yeah, I like them. I like Kmart. Yeah, Mayor, for memories. All the icons are passing away, and it sucks because the kids of today will never know what good music is. Yeah. Thank you, Katrinka. I'll check that out when we're done. Katrina, who said that? Was it Cammy? Cammy, yeah, that's why when I started my channel, I started doing book reviews. I was doing book reviews and music reviews because people were starting to die. People, icons that I loved when I was a kid. So when I started my channel, when they sent us home in 2019, remember they shut everything down because of the pandemic. I didn't know what to do, and I started a YouTube channel, and I started doing book reviews and music reviews. And I said, and then people were dying, and I was like, I need to start. I started reaching out to celebrities because people started dying. I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm like, okay, these people are getting older. I need to start reaching out, and so the celebrity interviews that you see on my channel, that's why you see them. That's what I was doing until I started paying attention to what was going on with these illegal immigrants. And then that's when I stopped that and I started doing this because I was supposed to contact, if you know, Damon Wilson, and the way he talks, he sounds like a conservative. I reached out to his business manager and I was supposed to interview him, have him on the channel. And then I started doing all these Trump videos and everything with the illegal immigrants. And then I just never got back to him. But I mean, I still have his phone number, so I can still give him a call and set up an interview. Oh yeah, Lord Jammer. Yes, yes. Yeah, First Press. Oh, wow. CJ. First Press. I'm impressed. That's impressive. One of my favorite movie songs, Where Do I Begin? I don't know, my girls. I know the best, listen, the best movie soundtrack ever. Hold on. There'll never be another. Everyone had this soundtrack. Black, didn't matter, black or white. This was in every household. This is an original press. Saturday Night Fever. I was still living in New York at the time. This is the best ever. There will never be another Saturday Night Fever. Oh, I love it. The Sgt. Pepper album. Oh my God. Sergeant agrees. Oh, okay, Jeffrey. I have the BG's greatest hit CD in the truck. BG, anything, BG's, Andy Gibb. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, we will go. I will be live tomorrow, probably around 6 or 6:30. Oh yeah, Star Trek was good too. Yeah. Chris, you have all the Beatles albums. Like I have the Stones, and most of the Stones is in my Apple playlist because I had a lot of cassettes. Again, I'm telling my age. I had a few albums, but mostly cassettes for the Stones, and I wanted to hear it higher quality, so it's in my Apple on my playlist. 1971. Okay. Oh yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I come to talk to you again. Yeah, Kami. Yeah, those days are gone. Oh, it sucks. But nothing will ever beat the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Chris, I have a lot. My CD, yeah, when they would get scratched or when the cassettes, I still have some cassettes. Remember the cassettes would jam and the tape would, yeah. Grease is the word that you heard. Oh yeah. I played there's like a 12-minute version here on YouTube. I play that in my classroom too. I love that song. And I love the movie, Olivia Newton-John. I have her on my playlist. Yeah. Oh, okay, CJ. Thank you, dear. 8-track. I remember 8 tracks. I think I was too young, though. When I started purchasing new music, it was albums and cassettes. But I remember 8 tracks. I do. CJ, I'll go check my email as soon as I get off, dear. Oh, wow. Smart final. Cool. CJ, I know that's nice. Oh, my goodness. Chris still has VHS tapes. Me too. I'm too embarrassed to tell you how many VHS tapes I still have left. I don't have any 8-track. I have records, VHS tapes, CB radio. Oh, man, I'd love to have one of those. Those were big when we were kids. Oh, my God. Where was Grease filmed? No, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. They were just a hot couple. Every movie they made was fire. Good evening. Yeah, Lanita, we'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably be on tomorrow about 6:30. All right, we're going to go. I enjoyed you. Glad to get reacclimated. Spies Like Us with Chevy and Dan Aykroyd. CJ, that movie is hilarious. And don't forget the Goldie Hawn movies. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're taking me back. You're taking me back. Thank you so much, Lord Jammer, for your support. Thank you for being here. I enjoyed all of you. And I want all of you to be safe and enjoy the rest of your Friday night, what's left of it. I didn't mean to stay on so long, but when I'm having fun, it's hard for me to go. I love Barry Manilow. I do. My girl. I do love, and I know people like, you like Barry Manilow? I like Barry Manilow. How you doing, Monique? Yeah, because we're done, love, but thanks for stopping in. I enjoyed it too, Mayor. Monique, CJ, my girls, Chris, Smart Final. Yeah, Goldie, I love. Mandy is my favorite Barry Manilow song. Yeah. Cammie, woo! Congratulations. Woohoo! We'll have to send you some congratulatory. Let me see, Cammie. Where are the congratulatory things here? Let me see. This phone. All right, here we go. That's for you, Cammie. Congratulations. And I hope you have a good time celebrating. Everyone be safe because I want you to come back tomorrow. I enjoyed all of you. Sergeant, what's for dinner? Probably a burger. All right. Okay, I'm gone. I'm coming to talk to you, and you know I will be there as long as you are there. Thank you again for spending your very valuable time here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. Breakfast Club. Oh, my goodness. You probably have breakfast at Tiffany's as well. And I said, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's? One of my favorite movies. All right. I'm coming to talk to you now.